Geopura is one of a growing number of hydrogen fuel cell-focused startups hoping to replace oil-guzzling diesel generators on construction sites. But with many H2 businesses failing in 2024, is the technology really ready to scale up? The HS2 Victoria Road crossover box site in West London is a hive of activity. Cranes, heavy machinery and workers in orange overalls are busy milling around underneath a vast metal conveyor system used to remove spoils. Inside the site, however, it's hard at first to notice the two humming white shipping containers, which are providing the site's power needs and which some say provide a vision of emissions-free construction of the future. The idea is simple enough. Liquefied hydrogen is being fed from a row of cylinders outside into the container where it is mixed with oxygen in the air to form electricity in a fuel cell. From there, the current flows into a series of inverters and transformers where the voltage is increased so it can be used to power the heavy machinery used to excavate the train tunnel box. Hydrogen has long been touted as the fuel of the future and a key component of the energy transition. The most abundant chemical element in the universe, it contains about 3 times as much energy as petrol and, when burned, it emits no carbon emissions at all, just water. Over the past decade, these facts have spawned an array of startups aimed at decarbonizing industries ranging from aviation to manufacturing steel. Potential applications for the construction industry abound too. As well as the hydrogen fuel cells being used in place of diesel generators on sites, manufacturers are also pushing hydrogen combustion gensets, construction vehicles and machinery with dedicated H2 or fuel-agnostic internal combustion engines, and even hydrogen fuel cell-powered off-highway machinery. If you look at the bigger strategic picture of the energy transition, we want to keep the lights on, says Matt Barney, Chief Hydrogen Business Officer at Geopura, the company which made the H2 generators used at the Victoria Road site. We want to continue to live the lives that we've become accustomed to, and those are based on enormous amounts of fuel. Ultimately, if we're going to wean ourselves off fossil fuels, then zero-emissions fuels have to play a part in that spectrum, he adds. We need to start supporting more energy-hungry applications, whether that be in construction or for data centers, and so we need a fuel as part of that mix. We know that it's coming, and so we've come up with a commercial model where we're able to roll out real services with zero-emissions fuel technologies to real customers who are willing to pay for those services. Geopura, which was launched in 2019 with partner Siemens Energy Ventures, manufactures its own hydrogen at 3 sites in the UK using renewable energy. The company then transports the fuel to use in its hydrogen power unit, HPU, gensets which are rented out on building sites, at live events and on TV and film sets around the country. As well as the HS2 teams at the Victoria Road crossover box site, Geopura boxes are also stationed on 2 more HS2 sites in Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire, while other construction customers also include National Grid, BM Nuttall and Balfour Beatty. In February, the company secured £56 million, $71 million, in a funding round supported by investors including the UK Infrastructure Bank and Barclays Sustainable Impact Capital. And in September, the company raised another £22 million, $28 million, in debt funding. Geopura says it plans to use the money to grow its fleet of HPUs to 3,600 by 2033 and to invest in its green hydrogen production facilities. Ultimately, we're interested in the scalability of the business, says Barney. We're interested in how we get from the really stepping stone baby steps we're still taking and building on that commercial model to start to fill that gap to do even more. We're hardly scratching the surface really. And Geopura is just one of a growing number of companies producing hydrogen generators aimed at construction and other industries. France-based EODev, a spin-off from the Energy Observer Floating Laboratory, the world's first vessel capable of producing decarbonized hydrogen from seawater, is one of the most well-known. Customers purchasing its GH2 gensets include United Rentals, Loxam and Kennard's Hire. Another H2 genset developer, UK-based AFC Energy, said last year it had £27 million worth of orders for its 30 kilowatts power units on its books, including orders from global contractor Acciona, a sales agreement with Middle Eastern heavy industry distributor Tango, and supply arrangements for its 50-50 joint venture with Speedy Hire. Mainstream OEMs too have been trying to get in on the action.